So in this video I'll talk about the ABCD setup. It is not a volume-based setup, so it has nothing in common with volumes. It's sort of psychology setup, and I don't use it as a main setup. I only use it as a confirmation setup, which means that first I create some trading levels using the volume profile. I create levels using volumes, and then I use ABCD setup as confirmation of the main setup. For example, when I'm not really sure if I should trade the volume setup or not, because, for example, it doesn't look that good and I can't make my mind, then I look for confirmation setups. If there is a confirmation setup, the level is stronger, there's a higher probability that the level will work. Apart from a lot of the confirmation setups, the ABCD setup is also good as a standalone setup, so you don't really need to use it as a confirmation, but you can base your trading strategy only on this ABCD setup. But as I said, for me it's just a confirmation setup because I always want to see volumes first and then confirm volume setups with setups like this one. As I said, the ABCD setup is based on market psychology, and it's based on the fact that market moves in sort of waves. So when there's, for example, an uptrend, then it's not a straight line, but instead this is how uptrend looks like. The price makes pullbacks. It's not really usual for markets not to make pullbacks, and it's also not really healthy for markets to do crazy movements like this without any pullbacks. And with the ABCD setup, you are looking for places where the price will make those pullbacks. Alright, so what you look for is basically wave-like movement, like in here. So in this screenshot, those are the schemes of the ABCD setup. The left picture is a bearish ABCD formation, and it looks like this. You need to use significant swing points. So one swing point is in here, then the price goes upwards, creates a high. This is another swing point. So now you have swing point A, swing point B, and now you look for swing point C, which is somewhere between A and B, but below the 50% mark, 50% distance from A to B. Alright, so the C should be below the 50% mark. Then you want to see movement upwards from the C, and then you identify the point D. So this distance is the same as this one. And from the point D, you want to go short. Right here, you go short. The same, only reversed, goes for bullish ABCD formation. So first you identify swing point A, swing point B, then you want to see a point C, which is above 50% from this distance, and then you measure the distance from C to D, which is the same as from A to B. Alright, those two are the same. So if this is 50 pips, then this is also 50 pips. From there, you go long. As I said, basically the logic behind this formation is that the market doesn't like to move in straight lines. Instead, it does those sort of reversals, and it's sort of psychology factor where the pullbacks occur. Alright, so here are the exact steps for the setup on a real chart. So the first step is to use the Fibonacci tool to significant swing points, making A and B, and finding C below the 50%. So in the picture, this is significant swing point. This is significant swing point. So this one is A, this one is B, then you can see the price goes downwards below 50% of the distance from A to B. If the price went just, for example, in here, then it would be above 50% and it would be invalid, all right? So what you need to see is the point C being below or at the 50% between A and B. So this is the C, all right? Then, as you have the Fibonacci tool in here, you move it with your mouse, so the 0% of the Fibonacci, which was in here, moves to point C, and 100% of the distance of the Fibonacci tool, which was in here, in B, goes to D. Maybe this sounds a bit complicated, but basically it just says that you transfer this distance from here to here. That's why the setup has this name, AB equals CD, because those two distances are the same. All right, and from D, you go short. Important thing is that the C doesn't go past this point, that the C doesn't go past the A, then it would be invalid. All right, so this was the bearish scenario. Let's now have a look at the bullish scenario. Again, you can see that the chart is moving in a wave-like pattern. This is the point A. As you can see, the Fibonacci tool is showing 100%. Then, another significant swing point in here is the B. This is the 0%. So, this is the distance from A to B, and this is the distance from C to D, and it is the same. All right, so let's say that A to B is 50 pips, then C to D will also be 50 pips. All right, that's how you determine where the price should turn, where you should go long. So in real trading, what happens is that you see this. This is what you see. And now you want to determine where to place the D, where you want to place this level to go long from. So you measure the distance from A to B, then you place the Fibonacci with the same distance to the C, and this way you find the D. All right? If this didn't make any sense to you, then I think that it will be a lot clearer when you see how I do it on the live charts.